Good Morning America, Morning News, Oprah. I'm asking all my friends to help me get on those and email them and tell them you want me to be on there because we got to get radical. Come on.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
Doreen Rainey, talk about getting radical. What made you come up with helping people get radical? And what do you say to people in your speeches and in your training program? You got 7 steps that you tell people. Tell me about it.
Yes, I have 7 steps to take people from where they are to where they want to go in a radical way. And actually, radical is the acronym for the 7 steps.
Okay.
So the R is realize.
Mm.
You need to realize you are where you are because of the choices that you've made.
Mm.
And if you want something different, you have to make different choices. And that's really about taking 100% responsibility. And I love one of your quotes when you say, you might not be responsible for what knocked you down, but
Yes.
you are responsible for getting back up.
That's exactly right.
And that's what this step is all about, that realization.
That's right.
And then the A in radical is an affirm.
Mm.
You know, now that you decided to take some responsibility and maybe you don't particularly like what you see, where your choices have taken you, then you need to affirm that you can change that.
Mm.
You know, you have to give yourself permission to be great. You have to give yourself permission to go after the gifts and talents that you've been given and use those. And so you just affirm, I can change this. I have what it takes to change.
I love that.
And that's the A for affirm. And then the D is decide.
Decide.
Decide what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where is it that you want to go? And don't let fear stop you from at least dreaming what you decide. And you make those decisions. I'm going to change my job. I'm going to change my finances. I'm going to change my relationships. Whatever that is, you need to make that decision. And then I is for investigate. Then you got to figure out, how am I going to do that? What can you do to invest in yourself to learn how to do what you want to do? And I'm going to put a plug right here because we got Get Radical Women's Conference on March 27th. Which is
it's coming up soon.
Yes, it is
my
March
goodness.
27th.
Oh, my goodness.
If you want to get some tools and strategies to help you with those decisions, and you want to be at this event. And it's at the Marriott Westfield in Chantilly, Virginia, which is right outside of Washington, D.C. And we've got people coming from all over the country. And we have someone coming from Israel. We have people coming from Canada and California and Texas. So, you know, it doesn't matter where you are. If this information can help you, and I believe it can, then you need to find a way to be there.
So give me a second, though. I got to tell people, I was offline. I was saying, I am impressed with the people you got on this conference. I mean, talk about it. Let me tell you who she got. She got Jillian Michaels. You know, the biggest loser lady who jumps up in your face and make you lose weight. She got her on this program. She's one of the keynote speakers and one of the leading. And she got a luncheon with her. I believe that's sold out.
Yeah.
Look, people are jumping on this thing, folks. But you also got Valerie Burton, who's my good friend. She's a life strategies and best-selling author. She's been in Ebony magazine. You got Kim Snyder, who was here on this show, and Kim is the author of the book. She's a financial expert and author of the book How to Be the Family CFO. And many of you remember her. She had a lot of great information on creating wealth. Rhonda Britton. Tell me about the other folks. I mean, you got to tell me. These are some heavyweight women.
Yeah, so you mentioned Jillian Michaels from The Biggest Loser. She's going to be doing a keynote and a Q&A. So if you have questions about your health, how to get fit, how to stay fit, she's going to be taking your questions right from the platform. And we've got Rhonda Britton, who is the life coach on Celebrity Fit Club, and her entire format is about fearless living. So if you have any fear that you have to overcome, she is going to help you understand what fear is and how to deal with it so that it doesn't stop you from being the great person that you were created to be. And then as he mentioned, we have Valerie Burton. She's the best-selling author of How Did I Get So Busy? And, you know, I tell people all the time, you want to have it all, but you do not want to lose your mind in the process.
Ooh, isn't that the truth?
So she's going to talk about balance, and balance does not mean equal. And so you need to learn what it takes to live a balanced life. And then Kim Snyder, our financial expert, we know that we need some money information during these times. And she's going to talk about creating wealth and keeping wealth.
Let me put a pin there. Kim is fantastic because she talks about not how much money you make and how much money you keep,
Yes.
and what you do with it, how you become a good steward, and what we've been talking about over and over again. And my friend Michelle Singletary does the same thing. Talks about, you know, you could be working for the Postal Service or working for a grocery store or working in a gas station, It's not how much money you make.
Yes.
It's what you do with it. Some of the millionaires in America are people who have very moderate incomes, but they are wise with every dollar. And that is what makes wealth and prosperity for your children. It gives you wealth. And that's why I push people. Don't become a $30,000 millionaire. No big hat, no cattle. Don't do that. You got to live below your means, use your money wisely, and don't try and keep up with the Joneses. Be focused on health care, education, and housing, and getting something that's below your means. You don't have to have the biggest house in the neighborhood, but you do need to have some money saved. And I know people who got big houses and no savings.
No.
Okay, so keep going. Who else is on this list?
We have Marshawn Evans, and you may recognize Marshawn from a couple of places. One, she was a runner-up in the Miss America pageant in the early 2002 year.
Oh.
She's also was a contestant on The Apprentice with Donald Trump. And she's also an attorney that talks about how to make it in corporate America, if that's where your calling is. And she has a book called Skirts in the Boardroom. So, you know, we want to move you out of that cube and that small office into the boardrooms and the corner offices so you can have impact on what takes place in corporate America.
And finally,
there is me, Doreen Rainey.
Get radical, Doreen Rainey.
Yes, and I'm actually going to be talking about what 13.1 miles can teach you. And about a year and a half ago, 6 months before my 40th birthday, I decided to do something radical. I want to live my mantra, not just give my mantra. And I decided to run a half marathon.
Wow.
And I decided to do this having not run a mile since probably junior high school.
Wow.
So I signed up for the Chicago Rock and Roll Marathon, half marathon, which was 1 day before my birthday. And let me tell you, there are some life lessons in learning to train for a half marathon and completing a half marathon. And I'm going to share those lessons that I learned that can be applied to many areas of your life.
Ooh, wow. This is going to be powerful. When is it again?
It is March 27th, 2 weeks from today, at the Marriott Westfield in Chantilly, Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C. And you can go to DoreenRainey.com and click on the big banner for our conference. It'll take you to our conference website.
And you got on your website as well, you got some information on your newsletter and things like that.
Yeah, sign up for my newsletter and get 7 free radical tips. And also you can check out my brand new program, which is for self-paced coaching. If you want to do your own coaching at home, it's an audio CD program with a corresponding workbook. And that's available to help you implement the 7 steps into your life.
I'm going to get back, and look, I'm going to hold you on a little longer because I want you to be on mine. I want to finish telling you these 7 steps, okay? Y'all, you see, I bring the best and the brightest. Y'all know I do. I know. Somebody sent me some great materials recently, so I listen to you every week, and you just fire me up. And I've started my own business because of what I hear every week, some lessons. And I said, that's a blessing. Praise the Lord. So we got another segment with Miss Doreen Rainey, because we're going to talk about the rest of these 7 steps and how you can get radical. Get radical. Get radical. Her husband Reggie, right?
Yes.
Reggie's up in here too. And we're having a get radical time. We'll be right back. You stay tuned. This is Willie Jolley on XM 169, The Power. The best is yet to come.